Welcome to the Morning Chatter podcast with your host, Chelsea.
And Courtney. Welcome back, guys.
Yay. Hope you guys had fun listening or watching any of our last episodes. If you haven't, go check them out. YouTube.
Podcasts, apps, whatever.
Get it.
Just Google us.
Exactly.
You'll find us.
So today we're going to talk about budgeting, which no one really likes to talk about, I think, because it's kind of an uncomfortable conversation.
Yeah,
money's
no one likes
always
to talk about money.
Uncomfortable thing. Like even my husband, he doesn't like to talk about it. For all he cares, the money could just fly out from the sky and we just spend it. But it is a good thing to talk about your budget, talk about your money, get on the same page with your spouse or your partner or whatever, and make sure that you guys are having the same goals, you know, whether it's paying off debt, saving for vacation, saving to redo your house or whatever.
Yeah, saving for our house. Yeah,
exactly.
Whatever.
But you have to have some sort of plan if you're going to be, wanting all those things.
You need to know where your money's going.
Exactly. So let's just go. We're going to kind of go over some tips on how to budget, the apps that we use to budget, certain little things that we have done in the past that have helped us pay off our debts or save for vacations. So what is the app that you guys use? You use an app, right?
Yeah. Well, it's called Expense, and it's just super basic because Jeff deals with all finances? The house bills and stuff. Cool. I probably shouldn't even say this. I couldn't even tell you what our electricity bill is. Yeah. That's whatever. So he deals with that. So I'm basically just dealing with things we spend in the house. So groceries and,
toilet paper,
household, diapers, that kind of crap.
Clothes.
So for me, that Expense app is just super simple. But I know for someone who's managing all your bills, there's one, I think it's Dave Ramsey. Yes. Mint's supposed to be good, but Dave Ramsey has one. I think it's called Every Dollar.
I have that one.
Okay. So that makes sense if you're the one that's saying where every dollar's going.
Exactly. And it's free. It's actually that one, the Every Dollar one is a free app.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be really good.
Is the Expense one that you have, is that on your phone or is that on your computer?
Just on my phone.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So then when you go, it's kind of like keeping receipts back in the day. So when you go to Target and you buy diapers or whatever, you just plug it in and you have a certain amount.
Yeah, it deposits money into your balance each time. So cool. It's you're getting paid on this day. And then so it kind of just deducts from whatever your budget is that month.
Oh, that's good.
And so I'll save receipts, and every so often, every few days, then I'll go and plug in everything.
Oh, perfect.
I'm not doing it while I'm standing in line.
Oh, see, that's what I do actually.
Oh, really?
So in June, I was like, all right, I'm going to write every single freaking thing down. Literally, I wrote every single thing down. I made Bo text me what our bills were.
Good.
I made Bo text me when he, little dollar coffees at AM PM or whatever. And so we were on the same page, and whoa, was I spending a lot of money on groceries. Yeah. But I wouldn't have known that before because I was willy nilly, get this, get that. But
it really is
crazy.
Of it. Yeah. Seriously, if you don't know or whatever, just take 1 month and just see where all your money is going.
Just
track your spending. Even if you don't make any changes, just see what you're doing. You'll be surprised at how many Starbucks trips you make or whatever, or how many, just random things you buy that's it's just $5. Well, if you do that a couple times a week, that adds up. At the end of the year, that could have been a fucking vacation or something.
No, for sure. That. And that's exactly why we did it. We were let's just see where we are. Let's set a base, and Starbucks was a big one. Groceries was a big one. I also have a bad habit of going to Target without a list.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Because I'm oh yes, sure, we'll get more snacks and more this and more that. I'm
I
not
used to be
buying
that.
stuff for myself ever, but food is insane, or just that random little spendings. It's ridiculous, and you don't need to do it. So,
but when you hold yourself accountable and see where it's all going, it really, for me, I really reel myself in. I used to go spend hundreds at Target, whatever. But now that I'm really making an effort to do this, it's okay, I'm going in, I'm buying diapers and wipes, and I'll walk the rest of the store, but I'm not buying anything because it's not in my little budget account. Yeah.
And that's
my budget.
That's good though, because you have different goals. You know what I mean? We were saying earlier, you have to first figure out what you value. Do you value a vacation? Do you value paying off your debt? Do you value a new home or whatever?
Yeah.
And then it'll give you more of a motivation to not spend that little $10 at Target.
And you know what? But I hate to knock on the Starbucks people, because maybe that brings you a lot of joy.
I know.
And maybe that's,
It
you know what,
does.
maybe you don't want to go on vacation.
Yeah.
Maybe you have a little Starbucks vacation once a week.
Exactly.
If you're like happy where you are financially and
Yeah.
everything's good, then go have your Starbucks.
Yeah.
But I think this is more for like, if you need to make some changes, then
Yes.
really take a look at your spending.
And we had done that with the Dave Ramsey thing when we were trying to pay off our cars. So he was saying that you look at all your debts or whatever, credit cards, cars, whatever, even your house, he says, and then you just attack keep putting all the money that is supposed to go there,
Right.
you know. And then once the lowest one is paid off, then you snowball that to the next one. So if
Yes.
you have $300 you paid off, it's not extra $300
Right.
to go willy-nilly. Now you're going to go to the next thing. You know, you're going to pay off that one, the snowball. And
Yeah,
then,
you add that
or even a
$300.
vacation. Let's say you're saving up for a vacation and you hit your goal that you wanted to for the vacation. Well, once the vacation's over, you don't just go, cool, now I have an extra $1,000 lying
Yeah.
around every month. Let's figure out another goal.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't want to just blow your money on stupid shit.
Right.
I would think so.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's normal. I do it too. Like
Yeah.
I've totally done that. I enjoy going to the movies, but it's like $60 every time you go to the movies.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
It is a lot. And it
So it's
adds
like
up.
once a month.
Yeah.
That's in a
But
thing.
then it's like it's a treat, and you
Exactly.
can't just stay home and never do anything. Like we're
no.
gonna spend money.
Yeah.
We just need to, I think, be more conscious
And
about,
mindful.
Yeah, about
like
what we're spending
mindful
money on.
budgeting,
Yeah.
I guess, you know, because so we do that. We sit down and then you like write down everything that is going to come up within that month too, because
Yeah.
sometimes you have like birthdays or, you know, holidays, Christmas,
Or even just random like a doctor's visit copay, like you know,
tires.
Yeah,
You have to
little
like
random
set
things.
aside money for all that stuff so you don't find yourself super in debt, which is not fun, you know,
Yeah.
because you don't want to be paying money towards something that isn't bringing you value.
Yeah,
You'd rather pay money towards stuff that is
that you
bringing you
want
value
do something fun
and making
or-
you
yeah.
feel good and, you know, bringing you closer to your spouse or whatever. Like things like that, I think are very important. But it can be a tricky thing if your spouse is not on the same page.
Yeah, that
You
could
know?
be good thing. I mean, we're on the same page. I think Jeff's probably stoked that this is like, I get obsessed over it. And
Yeah.
it's like exciting to me, like, woo, I am like $10 under budget.
Under
And
budget.
it like rolls over to the next time in case, you know, something else comes up or whatever. And I feel like since I'm not, you know, working full time, I have my little macrame thing. It's also like my way of contributing. Like I'm trying to not be an asshole in the way I spend like quote unquote his money. Like he's working so hard every day, so I want to do my part and
You don't need 15
aware.
throw pillows.
Yeah. I want to be aware and mindful about what I'm doing with that money, and I'm not going
definitely.
like shopping and buying a whole bunch of shit for myself.
And that's kind of tricky with our situation too, because I work on tips and you work on sales. And so it's like when you have a, what is that, inflexible budget? Like when your income is not consistent
Right.
every month, you have to be more like, okay, I know that September is a slow month in the restaurant game. So we're not going to go on a vacation in September when that's our slowest month. So you also have to put aside like those kind of things, you know, like, okay, I for sure have enough money for the basics, mortgage, you know, cars, insurance, phone, the things that are that you have to have, food, stuff like that. But then if there's no money at the end of the month for those extras, then you can't do the extras.
Right.
You know?
Don't live beyond your means.
Yeah.
You know?
You want to live below your means for
Yes.
sure. And even things like cable. I find like our cable bill is outrageous.
Oh, we cut ours.
Did you cut it fully and then just do, because I like HBO.
But it's funny because it's like people are, we cut our cable, but then we have Netflix and da 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 da. So it's like you could have like 20 of those things and pay a lot.
And
But
then-
yeah, we have Hulu and Netflix, and I think that's it.
Fire Stick or whatever, I think.
I think that's a little different.
Oh,
though.
okay,
But yeah,
cool.
there's all those other things that you can do.
Exactly. And too, with the HBO thing, because that's like the only channel we watch is HBO and Bravo.
Yeah.
But and sports. But like you can actually purchase just HBO, I guess.
Probably, I'm
HBO
sure.
Now.
I feel like all these companies like know that people are cutting back, and they offer like little single things. I don't know much
because
about
it's
that,
not
but
a
I'm
priority.
Sure they do.
You know what I mean? Like especially if I've watched
Hundreds of dollars.
Oh
for
my
cable.
God, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And seriously, even my kids barely watch cable. They're more on Netflix and things like that because I think it's also like instant.
Right.
No commercials.
Yeah.
People love that.
Yeah.
Like we were watching our show, The Stranger Things, last night. It's like that just goes right into the next episode. It's like no commercials at all. So it's like, I don't know. I'm thinking we should probably cut our cable too, because it save a good amount of money.
It does. I mean, but you still have to keep your internet, which I feel like is a big chunk.
Yeah, I
like
think
it's
our
still like
internet's
60 or
like
$70 or something.
Yeah.
So.
But $60, you know,
it's
what I mean,
nothing
it's
compared
better
to the couple hundred.
200
Yeah. Fucking
for
cut
what?
that shit. Do it.
It's like with thousands
and then
of channels.
Snowball it.
And then yes, exactly, because you're like sitting there too. Like when there's too many options, I feel like it's like, what a waste of time.
Yeah.
I barely watch TV now during the week. Usually Bo works graveyard, so it's like I'm barely on TV during the week. But when he's home, we watch HBO and Netflix. So it's like I'm just watching two.
Cut it.
Get
that money back in
get
your
that
pocket,
money
lady.
back into that vacation fund. Shit. I need to do that. But what's another one to cut is groceries. You're really good about groceries. I feel like you do a good job.
Yeah,
not going willy-nilly.
Okay.
Do you meal prep? Do you have a list when
do.
you go in?
Meal prep.
Meal prep.
I was gonna say plan and prep. I meal prep. I plan. I don't want to like upset people by saying this, but I don't do the whole organic thing.
Oh,
I don't buy into that crap.
That's cool.
So
I can barely afford
no
it
offense if you
with
go
my budget.
organic and that makes you
Good
feel
for you.
great, good for you.
Yes,
but
100%.
for me, no. So Costco, I love.
we do Costco.
Get their meats there. I do like if there's. I hate grass-fed meat. Like it just tastes like crap to me.
Oh, really?
But if there is an option like, oh, no hormones, I'll definitely like pick that.
Especially if it's cheaper.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have deals on those ones and it's cheaper. And you're like, well, duh.
Yeah.
I'll get that.
So I do a lot of my shopping at Costco, but then I also do Trader Joe's.
Okay.
Because they're pretty good.
Do you buy your meat in bulk and then freeze it and then just defrost
I do.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I just went the other
that.
day and I actually cooked it all, so it's all cooked and in the
That's like what we
freezer.
do. Okay, I was gonna
Sometimes
ask
I
you
do
this.
raw.
Do you cook? Like I just cooked last night, like a pork shoulder.
Yeah.
In the crock pot.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of meat. Granted, it will probably go through because Bo eats a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't finish it, can you freeze that?
Yeah. Oh, I do it all the time.
And then how do you defrost it? In the oven or
in the fridge?
Fridge,
So like
okay.
pull it out like the day before.
Day before
That's the
you're gonna eat
safest
it.
way to defrost things is
Slow.
putting it in the fridge.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Don't sit it on your counter
Right.
all day like our grandparents used to do.
My
Hello,
mom used to do
bacteria.
that too,
Yeah.
actually. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Pull out a chicken. Did you pull out a chicken? It's like, what?
I mean,
she
chances
used to get
are
so
you'll be
mad.
fine.
Yeah.
But the bacteria grows after 4 hours.
Totally. And you know that for restaurants
Yeah.
too. Oh my gosh. Okay. So at a certain point, you can just freeze it or you make like a certain thing.
Yeah,
and
just
you
you can
freeze
portion
it.
out the raw meat, freeze it. You can make a whole
And cooked meat.
dish. Yeah. And then,
Okay.
yeah, like I did crock pot the other day and I have a whole bunch of little Ziploc baggies in the freezer. So you could just pull for a few
And then
meals.
just date it or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't date it because we're going to go through it soon. But yeah, date
Okay.
it and do all that. Write what it is because when you look at it, you think you know. But once it's in the freezer and all mush, you're like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
this? We're having a dinner surprise.
Wow. Sneak surprise.
What's the surprise?
Enchiladas.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like chicken pot pie to me.
So that's a good way to
I don't
save
know
is
the last time
buying
I had
bulk.
a chicken pot pie.
Jeff loves those things.
I used to eat those all
Marie
the
Callender's.
time. Yes.
Frozen.
Yes, from Costco. You flip it over.
So good.
Sorry,
Definitely not keto.
I'm on a
Yeah, that's we're budget
I
here.
got it. Oh, reel it back in. I got excited. You could. Speaking of keto, you can kind of treat it like your macros. So you
Yeah.
treat your budget like if you don't have any more, you can't spend any
Yeah.
more. Even though you have that little card that
Yeah.
you can, but
Yeah.
you can't. You shouldn't.
Yeah, it's got to
It's
keep
not a
track.
good habit for sure.
Yeah.
So keep track, spend wisely, don't spend your money on shit. Do you do that envelope system, like money envelope system
I
at all? Or?
tried, and then I'm like, whoa, I'm walking around with $1,000 in my pocket,
Yeah.
like, because it just felt weird. So I just keep it in my bank
Okay,
account,
good.
and I just keep tracking using
Yeah.
that app.
That's good.
For some people, the cash works great. Sometimes I do, like, I'll just take out a few hundred and use
Yeah.
that, but I usually just use my card. It's easier.
Oh, that's a good idea. I know a lot of friends that just use their card because then the bank statement says all their stuff that they're spending too.
Yeah.
Like especially when you're running on tips and you have so much cash, it's like just deposit it once a week.
Yeah.
And then you can see where it's going. If
Yeah.
you don't want to sit there on your phone like me.
Right.
Went to Target, $37.
Yeah.
$47. It's like, oh my God, so bad. But okay, so is that, did we go over all of our things?
I don't know. Well, I was going to mention, so another well, besides Dave Ramsey's baby steps, that's great. The Budget Mom on Instagram. I think she kind of follows David, we're on a proper
Best
name.
friends now. Okay, cool.
She kind of covers what he does, and she has her own little like envelope system, and she makes envelopes and planners. And yeah, I really like following her. So it's very inspirational.
Oh, that's cool.
So check her out.
Budget Mom.
The Budget Mom. Yeah, we can tag her too.
Yeah, definitely. Because that's such a good thing, though. Don't spend what you don't have, and
stop buying stupid shit. I mean, did we already mention this? When you look around your house and all the clutter used to be money, like just be mindful of what you're buying. Like I feel like there's so much keeping up with the Joneses.
Yes, exactly. And what a waste.
And it's like my favorite Gary Vee. Hello again.
Know you love him.
He says, "Oh, what does he say? Now I'm gonna butcher it. Like we're buying stupid shit to impress people that we don't give a fuck about."
Exactly.
98% of people that buy a Mercedes or BMW likes what it makes other people think of them, not that they like it. And that $487 a month versus what they really need, which is $100 a month, is why they have a job they hate, because they're paying for a life that means nothing. The amount of people in here that have a job they hate and they buy things they don't care about to impress people they don't give a fuck about scares the shit out of me.
And that's really what it is. Unless like if that Lamborghini is like, that's your jam and you're driving it every weekend, cool if it's
and you
for
can
you.
afford it.
Yeah, but if you're buying it because you think Bob down the street's going to be impressed, or you're just wearing all these name brands because you think you're cool, like, come on. Like, that's exactly a little silly.
No, and I've never been into name brands or anything like that. So that part for me is easy. And I'm kind of on that page. I don't really buy stuff for other people, but I need to get that damn grocery budget locked in. I'm going to go broke. Seriously. But it's true though. It's like, why are you spending so much money on a car that
or a big house
just
where you're
gonna get you
where you're just hanging out in the living room all
you're just
day
hanging
or
out in the
something.
living room, although I would like a little backyard, but that's one of my goals, you know what I mean? Like that's something I want to be able to invite people over and have a big enough spot to go sit in the backyard. I don't need like a house the size of whatever, but if that brings you joy, then that brings you joy, and that's totally cool. But do it for yourself and don't do it for your freaking neighbor or your friend.
What it is.
You know,
do it if
like
it brings you joy, not to
only you, not to impress somebody, because that's not true to your character.
And it's
either.
like, you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, but maybe the Joneses are like 100,000 grand in debt. Like you don't know what their story is.
No,
anyways.
That's so true. They could be. Ooh, I just watched a show on that last night. How they had to file bankruptcy, and
really?
She was, like all upset about it. She wasn't going to be rich anymore, and I was like, gosh, it's crazy. And then, that show was so good.
Oh, that sounds like a good one. Right up my alley.
Yes, it was good.
Well, is there anything else we didn't touch on?
You know what? I forgot the lady's name, but another lady that I follow on Instagram, she does like no spend months.
Oh, okay. We'll have to find
That's
her.
Gnarly. Yeah, she does. So like you get groceries and stuff for the month.
Your basic needs.
I think it's her name's Pennies into Pearls.
Okay.
And she buys like groceries for the month.
Okay.
And then she does like I think 2 hauls, like a big one and then a little like veggie one, you know, here and there, because you can't buy veggies for the month. And then she'll have it like set up to where she has meals prepped and in the freezer and all this stuff. And then mortgage and all that kind of stuff is paid for, but then you can't spend money on anything else.
I love that.
No movies, no iTunes. iTunes is another one. I'm like, just rent it. $60 later, you've rented 7 movies. It's like, whoa, what happened there? You know what I mean?
People aren't really, if they have this goal, it's hard to like make the sacrifice. Like to say, because YOLO, you want to go out to dinner, but maybe you shouldn't go out to dinner because you have this
because
goal.
You have a different goal.
So just make some sacrifices
to
get to your end goal.
And maybe you start small. Maybe you start a no spend week.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks.
Or a day. Maybe don't go to Starbucks that one day.
Exactly. Or anything. You can't spend money on anything.
Yeah.
No clothes, no nothing. You have to be like prepared. But yeah, I think that's all that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
You?
I think
Anything else?
so too.
Snowball.
Dave Ramsey. I think we got stop spending money on shit you don't need. Check.
Exactly. And be aware of the money that's coming in too, especially with people who work on tips like us. Like, you could have a really good month, but the next month could be absolutely shit. And you are struggling because you're now budgeting on that really good month. So I think if you took the average of all 12 months and say you make a certain amount of money like throughout the year, that should be your budget. And anything else that is extra should just go to savings.
Yeah, and have your little safety net too.
Yeah.
Your emergency fund.
Exactly. No, for
case
sure.
something
Build that
pops
up.
up. Yep.
3 months. It's crazy.
Yep.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Ask us any questions or check it out on YouTube. This one's on YouTube, right?
Where are we? Yes, we're on YouTube. I don't think I
Where
even
are we?
looked at the camera
I
this
didn't
whole
either.
time.
I felt like I was
we were
on a
enthralled
date.
with each other. Money, money, money.
I love it.
And
yes,
I
I
was blinded
do.
by these lights, so I
And
didn't
I'm
want to look
sweating.
that way.
Yeah, no,
so.
totally.
All right. So yes, we're on
forgot that was
YouTube.
YouTube.
Listen on your podcast apps and let us know in the comments
And if
how
you have any
liked
tips
it.
for us too.
Yeah,
maybe.
let's share. Let's talk about this. Let's not be afraid to talk about
Yes,
money.
it's not a scary thing.
Yes.
For
And like and subscribe and follow and share and all that good stuff. Please, please, please. It's so desperate. Okay.
Love you.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Did he get new bulbs or something?
I need more salt in my water.
I'm shedding apparently.
Where's Kelsey?
Where did I go? I don't know. This is crazy.
You're still pooping. We're
For
talking about
money.
money.
I like this tank top and it's hotter than Hades in there. I just got lost in there. Did you see that? Like I like.
I thought I was gonna pass out at one point. Yeah.
$100 on electricity?
There's something on the wing.
Back that back?
Now I'm nervous.
No. Oh, I can withstand 160 degrees. Like, turn those lights off.
You're not even in the fucking shower.
Does that go that way? The tripod twins. It took me a while to get here. My voice seems very raspy today.
Oh, nervous.
Oh. That was good. I think that went good.